And we're back with another episode of Let's Play Shining Force, the worst characters run voted by you guys, the viewers. I'm your host, RPG Guy. I, of course, as all of you would know, I get carried away, taking characters to level 18 that were mostly casters, with a few exceptions. Amon, I think, is one of those exceptions. I think there's one or two other characters that got to 18, but 18 was a slog. So I will say you can get characters up to 16 pretty easily. 17, really the only things giving you XP at that point that's decent is going to be the Cvats. And really there's only 4 of them in this fight. The Cerberus, the 2 Cerberus group mobs, their XP is okay, but I wouldn't jump for joy about it. You can see the Silver Knights are going to give little to nothing. The priests or dark priests are going to give nothing. The artillery is pretty much going to give also nothing as well. So at this point, pretty much. So you can even see Amon's going to take these hits like a champ, because her or him or whatever, just the defense started to go through the roof. Arthur started getting huge HP growths, which, again, if you're familiar with Arthur, you know that this is kind of the route he takes. Attack by just got 5, HP went up by 5. This is the Arthur everybody knows. If you promote Arthur anytime after level, well, he's got to level 18, so roughly around the time of level 18, you're gonna start seeing him become one of the best characters in the game. That's one of the basic unit types, and that's why I like, if I have you guys vote again, or if you guys want to see who I think the worst characters are, and do a run, I definitely will tell you Arthur won't be there. It'll probably be Vanker, and if I need another knight, it would probably be Ernest. Would be my 2 worst knights if I use 2 knights. I might not. I might use 1 knight. 1 knight's got to go in there, and it'd be Vanker. Because statistically, he usually always has the worst stats, with an exception to, like, I think agility. I think, strangely enough, his agility is pretty high. It's the higher than the other characters, but that's the only stat, and it's for a knight unit. That's probably the least important, stat. Okay, let's see. And yeah, and we're also seeing Hans starting to pull his own weight too. In a way. Except when he misses, because that just doesn't freaking help. Just can't get a break, can we, with Hans? But yeah, we're gonna tear right through this fight pretty easily. Joker, do what you do best, and that's hide. Because there's no reason to, and really the casters were really easy to level up, just because hitting these mobs here is just gonna. I don't know. I don't remember. Is it gonna give? We'll find out what we get for XP. I believe it's not. It's either going to be a lot because it hit multiple targets, or yeah, it's still not much. But yeah, they were the easiest to get to that such a high level. We need freeze 2, 3. So yeah, because now we have freeze 3. Remember, Henri is not long term, so at this point we're just using her to kill stuff. 4 XP for the artillery. But again, all of these enemy types, I even think the Cerberus change out too, I think. So yeah, eventually things are gonna, like, literally in the next fight, the Cvats will still give meh XP, like maybe 15 to 25, which is pretty low. But all the other enemies are gonna start giving us really good XP. And you might ask, how long did it take? I'd say roughly an hour. So you are adding significant time. Look at that damage. Remember, we took the strength, 19, so that's not very good. But that's about the time when, if you're getting 20 XP a kill on an enemy, that's pretty much the time when you gotta move on. as we're just gonna... And I don't mind letting Amon do most of the heavy lifting, you know, in this fight, mainly because it helps get him caught up. I mean, everybody's pretty much caught up at this point, and there's only 2 characters left for us to grab, and they're much further into the game. I think when we're talking like chapter 6 and 7, they're pretty far in, so this is mostly the entire party, and beyond that, there's not much left to this party. But you can see that there's enough balance to make it work, pretty much, even though I'm very highly leveled. But that momentum is going to slow down in about after 2 chapters or so. Halfway through you'll still see me kind of doing really good in the next chapter, but in the following chapter, halfway through, because we're in chapter 4 right now, or yeah, we're in chapter 4. 5, you're not going to see too much. You're going to see me pretty resilient and stuff. But chapter 6, you're going to start seeing some pushback about halfway through that chapter. Just in general. So, hopefully we don't... That's going to be where we're going to run into some stalemating issues. Minor stalemate issues, but stalemate issues nonetheless. Which it'll make sense when we get there. Because we're not there yet. Right? We're not there yet. I still got some work to do. Arthur really doesn't need to level further. And then the evil puppet that actually has healing magic. Boom. It gives like nothing. Yeah, it's treated as if it was from chapter 2. In regards to the amount of damage it can do. Okay. Yeah, see, 6 XP is not very good, so like I said, it's just a matter at this point of moving on. But characters gotta get kills. I mean, we'll probably just go for Balbazak with everything that we've got, because really, this battle's over. I mean, we're not looking to get any... I mean, if we get kills like that, that's great, but I'm not looking for that to be like the end all here. Just because, you know, the XP, the XP we're getting is not very good. Except from the Seabats, so... Hopefully Hans doesn't miss this time, but he probably will. Oh no, he got a crit too. Nice. Not a level though. I was hoping for a level. Sometimes you can only dream. Yeah, our levels, strangely enough, for our hero have not been really good. He's actually, of all the characters who are not doing good with their growth, it's really been on him. He's still kind of on the slow down side. Hopefully, we can turn that all around in the next, few levels here. Look out, Gort! To be fair, that's pretty good resistance. Normally, he's a boss, so normally most people would be really worried about the kind of damage they would take from him. But theoretically, it's not as bad as you think, because we could just keep our distance. I just decided to throw Gort up there to see if we get a few lucky hits, but that just didn't play out that way. So let me take Arthur and put him over here. And we know he's going to do decent damage to him, so... Arthur just got ripped, y'all. This is a risk, but I think we'll do it. Now really anybody can pick Balbazak off. All you gotta do is get a hit in there. Except Joker. Joker can't off anybody. That's at 21 health, and then he recovered a little bit too. Which he does. And so this is, though, if I die then I die. Oh well. If I die, we'll fucking power through and get this fucking fight over with. Alright. And there it is. So power through this. Nobody died, I don't think. But yeah, 16 and 17 are good numbers. If you can get your character, if you're trying to power level, or if you wanted to all your characters to level 20 in a reasonable amount of time, this is the best chapter to get them almost there. And I say that because, look at, in this chapter, we actually get introduced to promotion weapons. And so because of that, we're actually almost ready to promote. We don't need to promote until even after this chapter, but if we can get characters all the rest of the way over there, we may as well. Wait, is that enough? Is that everybody? Did somebody die? And I'm not paying attention? Well, that's not gonna tell me anything. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, never mind. They're all accounted for. For some reason, it didn't seem like they were. Alright. Now, we're probably only going to get around 30 XP or so from the antenna, these shelled creatures over here. These urchin-looking guys. They're called conches. They have a conscience. I made it funny. All of you are probably like, fucking idiot. Don't worry, I'd say the same thing too. Alright, we'll head down and around. Don't care about the sea bats, don't care about the Pegasus Knights. It's mostly about getting characters in position. Boom. Arthur is now a freaking walking death machine. And as you can see, that conch only gave us 8 XP, so not really gonna work, right? We're gonna just power forward. There's no reason to pick fights with enemies of this low XP growth, really. So, yeah, it gives us free reign to just kind of gun for the end of the fight, which is what I'm going to do. Is there a boss in this fight? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think there's a boss in this fight. It's really a kill everything fight, so we'll do just that as best as we can, anyway. And like I said, I don't care about MP and stuff like that. We should... Ooh, nice crit. Yeah, 20 for the green shells, so... Yeah, not very much. Not very much at all. But it gives you... Again, you can gauge what you need to get done, because you're like, okay, I'm getting 20 for the green shells and pretty much nothing for the conches. So, 12 XP for the conch, and that's 17, which means it's even less at 18. And really, it's just a matter of letting the 17s pick off the green shells. Anything they can get XP from, pretty much. I think even the Pegasus Knight's a bust as well. Let's put Ken back here to deal with some sea bats. Fortunately, nobody can I don't think anybody could probably one-shot sea bats at the moment. Let's move Guns forward, because he's going to have the hardest time moving forward. Let's do something along that line. Move Gong forward. Again, Hans and Ken should be able to handle pretty much the bats outright. As long as the healer is not too far away, we'll leave Low nearby. But that way Hans can try to get some XP from these guys. But Hans, you gotta actually hit him, dude. Son of a bitch. And then that other bat's not moving, so we might have to send someone back up that way. We'll see. Hopefully don't have to do that. It's another waste of time. I do want him to go after the conch. The shellfish, rather. Yeah, 24's not great, but it's not bad. Again, the Pegasus Knights I would think would not give us very much XP. They're pretty dated by now. They just probably needed a unit to do flying with. Yeah, 1 XP. Go ahead, Gort. Wait. There we go. Not worth it. Not worth it at all. Again, a sign being that I spent probably a little too much time fighting Seabats in the last fight, but you know what? There's a charm to being that's this strong for this one chapter that we're probably just gonna breeze through. And then, like I said, things are gonna pick up a little bit later. Set Arthur up there. You can handle it. Do. Wearing it good. Let's leave low. Like I said, behind a little bit. There we go. There's a level for Hans. Lure those Pegasus Knights kind of out of their hiding spots here. Yeah, that'll lure them. That'll lure that Arthur will lure that Seabat down. Henry hit 19. And learns Bolt. Nice. Bolt's really good. Not that that's going to help us in the long term. Again, character we're not going to use long term, so it's a thing, but, you know, it's nice to see it get there. Send low this way. I mean, I guess they could have let him heal characters up there, but whatever. Like I said, he's 18. He'll level when he levels. Alright, that takes care of that Seabat. I'll get the kill on this conch. For almost nothing. In XP. Send him over here to low. And Arthur is going to be just taking hits like a champ. Yeah. Arthur's a terrible character. You've just not used him correctly. Well, you've overleveled. No, he'll keep that momentum up all the way to the end of the game. Keep an eye on his levels going forward. I mean, he's going to take a mild hit when he promotes. Every character in Shining Force 1 does. But man, after he gets a few extra levels, he's going to be a beast. I might try to get the characters promoted before the end of this chapter, actually. With only 2 levels to go, it just depends on what we get in the next fight. Because, and there's a reason for this, too, is that if we can get characters to be promoted before the second ship fight, it allows for a lot of flexibility, because we can use that ship fight to grind about 5 levels per character, because they're going to start getting max XP again. Not a joke. They're going to get max XP again. And so because they're going to get the max XP bonus, because they'll be technically level 1 again of the new class, they're going to just, again, they'll steamroll. I'll steamroll a little bit longer, give or take, because you're either going to do it at Dragonia or you're going to do it before that. Dragonia is kind of the last resort. But you gotta buy everybody's new weaponry and have them sit on it, and then that's kind of a pain in the ass. You know, if you could avoid that, all the better, I would say. Oh, 1 delicious XP. I think, yeah, may as well. That's how you level up healers, just let them heal barely anything. And I know some of you might sit there and go, well, this is not going to be that interesting. Well, it'll get... these runs is all about those last few battles, you know? The last, 10, 8 to 10, 7 to 10 fights. These middle fights are going to be weird, and like I said, they're a little grindy because we got to get everybody... We could try to get everybody the rest of the way we want to get them under very specific conditions. But ultimately, it's like, if we can get our characters to promote, like I said, in the next chapter, all will be kind of good with regards to a lot of that. Because there's just one less thing we gotta worry about. And then really, there's only 2 characters left. We're gonna get them very close in very close increments to each other, so that'll be somewhat helpful, because then all we gotta do is one giant grinding session. Pretty much when we get both of them, we could hold out till we have actually both of them, and then it's gonna be the chaos fight, because that's the easiest fight to grind those levels. Again, because of the obvious reasons, it's a very close proximity fight of big bad guys who will give you all the XP that you could ever need. So you may as well take advantage of it, right? Alright, so here we are in Worrell, I think is the name of this town. I can never remember half the time anymore. I don't remember there being treasure or anything on the houses, but we're gonna double check just to make sure. Never found that mobility ring. It's either here or it's in the next chapter, but there's not a lot of treasure in this chapter. I think it's all by the king. So, yeah. Yeah, it is. It has to be, because it's clearly not around here. And nobody died or anything, so it's not like I gotta run and deal with that right away. Up there, speaking of the devil, mobility ring. Okay, so that's going right on to Gunts immediately. Oops, I actually gotta give it to him. Shower of Cure, which we can put on pretty much anybody. Probably gonna put it on low. I'm not sure. Bread of Life. Yeah, low. Then we'll pass the Bread of Life to Chris. Defense Potion, and I think the last one's money. Nope, it's a crappy medical herb. Guess who's getting that? Oh, Yogurt! Gives him something to do. Waste this on somebody, Yogurt. Joggert. Jogurt. Joggert. Whatever. Dipshit. Here we go. Okay, so he's gonna repair our ship. And I believe we'll go make a save. Then we'll see what the XP is for the next fight, because we're going to bump into some new enemies. And if they give us roughly 30 some odd XP, I would argue that it's going to be worth... Okay, yeah, because I know those the shellfish and conches can poison stuff. But if we can get everybody to frickin' 20 in the next fight, if it just takes a couple of repeats, my stance is simple, you may as well do it. But we'll see. Because there's the worms are in that fight. There's a new variant of the skeletons. Because the skeletons make a reappearance, if I'm not mistaken. And they haven't made an appearance since chapter 2 and 3. I think they're also in the beginning of chapter 3. So we will not have seen them in quite a while. So that's why I'm curious, because we could always teleport back to this priest. We've got one promotional weapon that's on Jack Tartar, Max, the hero. So it's not like it wouldn't hurt to see if we can get even further with that. Get him to start using it right out the gate. And like I said, we're so close. The casters will get there. I'm not worried about them. It's the melee fighters that will struggle to get the rest of the way. And I say that because they can only level off of combat and hitting single targets, whereas the rest of the party, well, all the casters can hit multiple targets and get and XP will sneak its way up. But yeah, with 12 XP, yeah, it's still pretty low. I mean, it could be done at 12 XP, but remember, Arthur is 19. 19? He might be 19. I think he's 19. Hold on. Yeah, he's level 19, so 12 XP, it's like he's got to kill a bunch of skeletons to make it work. But it's really these worms I'm more curious about. These guys might give some pretty decent XP. 9, so he'll probably give about 20 some odd for level 18. So still not the best. It's probably not practical to do it here. But I'm so strong. I'm so ahead of everything. It's almost like it'd be. The more I think about it, it's like the more worth it is to just do it, though. As frustrating as I know that is for you guys at home, being like, well, you'd have to repeat this battle a lot more times than. Well, let's see what we get from the. Let's see what we get from the worms. There's enough worms. I'm still curious. I gotta know. Because, yeah, the Cerberi, I guess, I think that's the plural for Cerberus, I could be wrong. They should give us they'll probably give us almost nothing. The Sea Bats give us very little. The Skeletons give us, it looked like in the teens. So that's pretty interesting that they brought them back. I don't know if they scaled them, though. That's the one thing I'm not so sure that is relevant or not. So Arthur, let's have Arthur kill a worm so we can do these measurements on a level 19 character. Because then we'll be able to... 6, yeah, yeah, I don't think so. This is not the fight to waste time doing, so we'll power through this one. Which means that the boat battle's probably not going to be enough either. And that really makes things a little tricky. Because in the next chapter, and not tricky in a bad way, just like, oh, that's going to be a thing, isn't it? Because, well, we could try to go for 20 in the second boat fight. What's in that? It's all conches and shellfish again. There's a gargoyle, but that's the boss, so that's not going to help. I don't know. I'll have to think about it a little bit, because, yeah, I'm going to have to think about it. I'm on the fence. These skeletons are doing okay. I mean, they're giving us stuff in the teens. Yeah, 12 is just too low. We'll just keep toughing it out. We'll tough it out and keep moving. I'm not going to play that game, so to speak. We'll get through this fight, and what we could do is, in the beginning of the next chapter, we could buy all the promotion weapons for every character that needs them. And by doing that, by establishing that, we could just keep going until they hit 20, regardless of what fight they're... Probably take them all the way to Dragonia if I can, without having to stop. Because that would be the optimal place to promote. Just because the enemies there will get us all the way to 20. Which tends to be where I do it, try to power level characters in a casual game through up to Dragonia, so... Because they'll have the golems give good XP. There's gargoyles that give good XP. So between all of that, usually you can find that median, that middle ground, and what'll work and what won't. Now, we might get a character that gets to 20 before others, and then if we do, we'll deal with that then, but I don't want them to go to 21 or anything like that, because sometimes I think you start getting a lot of empty levels when you hit 20, or you get like a level that gives you one stat only. One boost and one stat. Usually it's something you don't need, like maybe agility or something akin to that, which doesn't really help you all that much, so it kind of makes it worthless. It's subjective at the end of the day anyway, but it is something that is, you know, something you gotta consider. With that big +3, yeah, these guys aren't going to do much damage. The Cerberus is still a threat, though, because of the breath attack that it can use. So we don't want to linger with... We don't want it to linger. That's something we'll gun for to get killed. Since they're grouped up that way, we might send Tau down there to do her thing. Jogurt can hang out up here. Because, why not? I hope none of you were expecting me to do anything crazy with him, because not really much craziness you can do with him. So if you were expecting me to just like start one shot, you know, killing things with 1 HP with him, you can forget it. He's my emergency ration, and that's not a joke. He's literally straight up like the emergency rations. We'll take Arthur up there because he's good at killing. Killing what? Killing everything. I want him available for that. Yeah, that's those Seabat. Grinding off those Seabats is such a great way to level. Very, very underrated with how quickly you can accomplish it. Ooh, nice. And you get almost 20 XP for at 18 for killing one outright, but that's pretty hard to do with any class. Always gotta use that breath attack. Son of a bitch. Scooby-Doo. Get him, Ken. There's a healer up there. Gosh darn it, Gong. You failed me. His guns can handle himself. There we go. I forgot there were two Hellhound. I keep calling them Cerberuses when they're actually Hellhounds. That's my bad. Ooh, he got double hit. Oh, Ken, you're about to die. And that's kind of funny. We were bragging him all up and everything, but then he got double hit by a fire attack, which there's not much you could do about that. So that just sucks. You know, it's rare, but they can do that. You saw it here, guys. You saw it here. And I think we'll just probably power through the next fight too, because we're almost done with this one. And just say we did it one chapter in an episode, because that's how awesome our weakest character force, voted by you, the viewers, is. I do wonder how many people might have gotten confused with best characters too, because two of my best picks are actually in here. If I'm going for a ranged character, I tend to think Hans is pretty good. I know that's blasphemy in many circles, but I stand by that. Nice. I'll be fine. Oh, it's just so good to see so much damage. Let Gort get the Hellhound kill. Nice. And get some healing done. Actually, now that I think about it, the gargoyles won't actually help us level. It would be the golems. The more I think about it, and the reason I'm putting thought to it now is like I'm sitting here going, would actually be the best way to level the rest of them. And I'm kind of like, well, the gargoyles actually wouldn't, because usually I level up characters who are really far behind off the gargoyles, like Blue, because he comes in at like level 9 or some shit. That's why a lot of people don't like that character, because he comes in such a low level. But Blue ends up being one of the best alternate characters. I know a lot of people love Xylo, and Xylo's a really good character, don't get me wrong. But if I'm not mistaken, statistically, Blue's stats are universally better than Xylo's. And some of you say, well, yeah, but he's, that he ignores terrain. Yeah, and so does Blue, technically, because he could just fly. So, you're not selling me on that. And there goes the Master Mage. He just blew up. And that'll end this fight, because there's no reason for it to keep going. We don't get almost anything for it. And so, yeah, we'll just power through the next fight. And then we'll pick up weapons in the next town. We won't do it in Worrell. I don't see a reason to. I believe all the same weaponry will be available in the town where we will pick up Lyle and not use him, because Lyle is considered by many people to be the best archer, best ranged offensive unit, or offensive ranged unit. No, that's still not right. Best bow and arrow user. We're gonna go with that. So, but regardless, we'll make it work. It's a shame you don't get Worrell. Or Laurel, or whatever her name is. Or in Worrell, whatever her name is. It'd be kind of interesting if we did. Nope. Alright, let's move. And like as I stated earlier, we're going to try to power our way through this fight as well. Are still flying units up? Okay, I didn't think so. They're all going to be down here now. And this has enemies that kind of teleport into the battle, so getting everybody down in position is going to be more important than anything else that we do. And I believe the Gargoyle is the... He might be the boss unit. There may not be a boss unit in this fight. If there is, it's the Gargoyle. Which I'm going to just gun for, because at this point... It's like, who cares? You know, let's just get it over with, right? It's like ripping off a band-aid. Let it get over with. Oh no, Ken is poisoned. Oh, what am I ever going to do? Well, I know what I'm going to do. We can't do it yet. We'll wait for Low to get further down, because I don't want to have to try to remind myself later to heal somebody at the church. Though I may still have to do that anyway, so there may be a pointless concept here to just bite the bullet and be like, yeah, you gotta do it. Gotta do it anyway. Well, these guys are gonna get put in a hurt locker for their shenanigans. Come on. Move it along. See, so as you can see, enemies are yep, enemies are popping in. Arthur, you know what to do. Which has almost killed Seabats in one blow, which is kind of funny. Nice. Amon hits 19. Nice job, Gort. Yes, group up, group up. I believe they knew better. If only Hans could hit these things every once in a while, that'd be quite nice. Wasn't expecting much from that anyway. We'll finish it off. Yeah, I know I could have cured the poison, but why cure the poison when the thing that caused it's still standing there? Staring me down funny. You know what? I don't think I've equipped that mobility ring on guns, now that I'm thinking about it. We'll make sure to do that, because I don't think I've equipped it yet. Alright, Arthur, here they come. Him getting poisoned might make things a bit rough here, but we are hoping that that doesn't become a thing. Yes, gather. Gather before he who is Arthur. Arthur the Invincible! Nice. He doesn't have the means to cure poison, so... Cure the life of the bat. You mean you're curing life? Yes, by granting it death. And since we know Jack-Tar can handle most of the hits that are going to come his way, there should be nothing here that's clearly a threat to him, so... Except maybe the gargoyle, and that's a big maybe. That's the last of everything. That's a fresh bat. Now, if I want Henri to get up there, I gotta do some work here. Kill that bat. Kill this conch. No, at least try to. Oh yeah, nah. I was gonna say, they should do decent damage. The shellfish. To a caster, of course. There we go. Yeah, lure out that gargoyle. Yeah, so the gargoyle can hit pretty hard compared to his cohorts, so it's a good thing we're kind of luring him out. The conchas might kill Henri, but that's okay. We're not playing permadeath, so some of you are getting the idea that I should, though. I already know. I probably knew before this episode was published. This. Ken hits 19. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I knew he didn't have that equipped. Let's kill that shellfish. Wharton and I believe our main hero are still a little on the behind side there, but that's fine. Like I said, 3 levels behind where I ultimately will want them to be. To keep kind of caught up with everyone else is not a big deal. Nice. Okay, they are going to make us kill everything. Okay, I thought for some reason that was the boss, but clearly not a big deal. We'll just wipe everything out when we get the chance. Because he might be able to kill a fresh one. Like that. Messes up the grid, though, for magic, but that's okay. They'll move into position as I need them. There, see? Not a problem. At all. Nice little pattern there. She might actually level from this. I don't know. Though there is a shellfish in there. No, 12 though, and she killed 3 things too, so you gotta give some street cred to that. So hopefully maybe Tao will level from this though. Can only hope. Nope, not quite. Oh god, I didn't heal Ken's poison. Whoops. Probably not gonna get to it then. We'll have to do it at a church. Or remind myself to do it at a church is really the technical term I should be using. For an archer, you would think he could hit the flying things pretty easily. You would think. So that would be like his calling. Alright. So that'll end this chapter. Gateway to the Hidden Shrine. And we'll make this episode go a little long, guys. We might hit over an hour with this episode, and there's a reason for that, and that's because we got one battle to get through. And I need to do a little bit of prep, and then we will straight up I'll be at the next grinding section. So that'll be a thing. So I'd like to do that, because, instead of making you guys watch a very, very tiny episode, it shouldn't take us too long to complete this. So we need a steel sword for, and we know Amon can equip it yet, but will soon. We're gonna need 2 chrome lances. One for Arthur, and one for Ken. We need 1 battle axe for Gort. And then we may not even need that too, but I bought it anyway. And we'll need some guardian staves for Henri. And we already have an elven arrow on Hans, so we don't need to buy that. Tau and Lo. There. Oh, you know what? We need a lance for Gunts. Make sure we got everyone too. But yeah, he's pretty full right now. But I'm pretty sure we have Max. Jack Tart's got his. Arthur and Ken got theirs. Gort got his stuff going for him. Henri's and Tau are good. Gunts needs to get his weapon. I have it on me. Gong doesn't use a weapon. Hans is good. Amon's good. Who else are we? Alright, that's it. Yeah, so let's go to Gunts. And we're good. Let's grab Lyle, to whom we're not going to use. And then we'll come on down and around. And then we need to talk to the priest, who's over here. This guy, we gotta do it. Save. Giggity goo. We need to talk to the little sister. Not here. I was going the right way. I thought I was going back to Lyle for a second. I'm like, wait, I ain't going the right way. And then that way we can get out of here. Blah 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 blah. So let's head over this way. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh yeah, you know what? Chests. Healing seed, which we can technically give to somebody. And the holy staff, which we'll give that to Lo. So Lo didn't really need the mystery staff, whatever, but it's too late now to worry about it. We'll just sell everything once we're good to go. Okay, kid. You need to move. There we go. You know what? We'll just dump Jogurt's medical herb to somebody. Give him that other healing seed. Again, he's a nice little. It'll be a nice little backup for when we need it. There we go. He was useful a couple times. I'm not gonna lie. All right. Yeah, I just want to get through this battle. Because, yeah, once we get to this battle and we're in Dragonia, that's going to be the battle we promote everyone in. And we can move along. Pretty nicely, too. Because I'm going to promote everybody once we get there. And then we'll probably take everybody at least to level 5. Here's the catch. If we get too far ahead, we end up having troubles promoting Aleph and Adam later. Because your force is just so freaking powerful. The Chaos Fight's like the last easy fight if you level up everyone now. So we want to get them promoted, and in about 5 levels it makes up for the stats that they lose. And then it's kind of like they were back where they were with maybe a little bit of a bonus here or there. And that's why I do Dragonia's set up that way. Because they're just going to level up every time they kill 2 enemies pretty much going forward. And so keeping that momentum... keeping with the momentum of that, it's going to be more or less just a nicety or novelty that we can get Adam, and we'll get Adam and Aleph the rest of the levels they need. So it's a matter. It's a bit of work, but it will get done. And because we're not doing a statistics run, if a character hits 20 and I'm not through this fight, that's okay. If they hit 21, it's okay. We're not trying to. I'm not trying to be a perfectionist to get pinpoint accurate stats. We're trying to get to the end of this fight. 20 XP for artillery. Yeah, normally they don't give that. What's up with that? Must be the chapter. They're a little beefier. Nah, it's because he killed it probably in one shot, is really what it is. And the game rewarding us for that, which is really unnecessary. Move Guns along here. And Gun sits 19. And we're just moving them right along. I wonder how far Arthur is till he levels. He's got to be pretty close. Yeah, he's pretty close. 3 kills that give him 12 XP, he'll level. Less, or just a little under that. I like how Guns is just... And yes, I know there's enemies that spawn in this fight, of course. No way they only put this many enemies in a shit ton of terrain. Actually, yeah, so... For those of you who haven't watched my regular casual Let's Play, here's the thing, and here's $1 million question. What level is suitable for promotion? 16 and 17 are good. We could have promoted at the Balbazak fight. So if you really think about it in that regard, like the Balbazak fight is the last area before you get promotion weapons. right? And then in Chapter 5, you get promotion weapons. If you don't get everybody to 15, 16 in that fight, you get it to them in the next fight. If you don't get it to them in that fight, you do it in the one where in the ancient underground area. As long as you get new weapons by the time you leave Worrell, you're usually pretty good. And it's all about how much time and effort you actually invest into, into that. If you invest enough time and effort, into leveling like I did, specifically in that fight, you'll be fine. It's not hard to do. Like I said, it took me roughly an hour of work, and it's not even too tedious. What I do is I usually mute the game and then I put something on in the background while I work at it. Not it's not like it's, oh my god, it's so much work. I did forget they were master mages that spawned. I thought they were golems. The golems are later. Forgot about the mages. I knew there were worms and I think there's golems, worms and golems, but I totally forgot about the mages, which do not help me right now because it's really hard to get over there. And Hans is probably going to be dead very, very soon here if I don't turn this franchise around for him. I would be reluctant to want him to die, so we would not want that. Give Hans a helping hand here. And yeah, that's not gonna go over too well. Oh, that's right. She's standing in good terrain, so never mind. Other than that, a master mage that master mage over there could kill her pretty easily. So we need to get that master mage when we can, before it gets another turn. Because all it has to do is cast freeze too to pretty much kill Henri. Not that that's a big deal, but one less thing I gotta do later. I can actually reach. This might pull some of the aggression off of Henri. Can't reach, of course. There we go. 22 XP, huh? God damn it. You just really want to eat Hans. Tasty elf meat. Oh, wow, nice. That 30% defense bonus love it when it kicks in. How could I not? So like I said, guys, this is going to be a long episode just on principle, but let's take care of that. I thought about it. Okay, at least I thought about it. Just to make sure we kill it. Healing. Arthur can finish off the worm. He's about to hit 20. Which actually helps us because then we don't have to worry about promoting him later, if he actually gets there. The thing is Arthur is just, we were able to get him up there pretty quickly, so now it's like, he can definitely do anything we need him to do. Gunts with that mobility ring gets to ignore, literally straight up ignore terrain, which is quite nice. Whereas before, I don't think he could. And you'll notice Hans's movement's actually pretty good out in the forest, but as soon as he hits the mountainside, it's not so good. Just interesting observation. Whereas Lyle gets no benefits like that, except when he's out in the open. But then Hans isn't limited by his movement there either, so take that in stride however you want. Interpret that interpret that however you want. Oh, there's our golems. They've cut Gunts off at the pass. That's okay, he can handle himself. The little work we have him doing, it'll be fine. And Arthur hits 20 with a defensive 4, speed 4, HP increased by 4, and MP of 2. That... there's no argument, guys. I don't know how you guys voted for Arthur. Other than that, I'll be fair, you struggle to use him in the very beginning. And you just give up on the guy. He's by far outclassing every character very gradually here. He's starting to just outclass everybody in damage. Now, he is a couple levels higher than most others, but still. I mean, 35 XP there. You know, the XP is going to be pretty good, so because of that... yeah, like I said, everybody will be able to level to 20 from the upcoming fight. No questions asked. It should be no question about it, rather. We just got to get there. Though Hans is going to struggle a little bit because I believe the amount of damage he can do to the golems is very, very, you know, shot down because they have really high defense. You know, Arthur hits like a truck, and he didn't do that much damage. I might actually send Gunts over there just to help out, make sure we're okay. I mean, theoretically, he could stay there and keep whooping on these guys, but it's kind of pointless if we're trying to move things along here. Let's see, that's ultimately the problem. And Hans is gonna suffer from that too, probably. I think he actually out-damaged our hero. But then again, he's got a newer weapon. I think. Yeah, he's got the Robin arrow, the Elven arrow. Heals. Luckily, the golems can't do too much damage to our frontline fighters, so not like it's the end of the world or anything. May as well just not let him do anything. I think they're resistant to freeze, so let's use bolts instead. I want to say that they are. This bolt for sure will kill one. You can now see where we really have... It's the casters that make the golems squishier. So if you were wondering, like, wow, their defense is really high, it's really the magic attacks that bring pull everything, or bring everything together. Tau hits 19. Low's 19. Great. Wasn't sure how long that was going to take. Gong's probably still a bit behind, though. Anybody can kill that. Let's get him working on ones that need to be weakened pretty significantly here. Or just straight up freaking murder its face, which I'm okay with. Now Gort can kill this one here, and it's just that one that we'll have Ken work on. Because he's only 19. Nice. Actually, I'd really like Hans to get this kill, because he should level to 19 from it. He's been on 18 for a while. Yeah. Defense 3, nice. We need to heal Amon. Going after the Durahan's probably not my smartest idea now that I thought about it. But I think that will end the fight if we kill the Dullahan. I'm going to call it Dullahan because that's what the hell it is. But yeah, if we kill the Dullahan, it should roughly end this fight. But they have a really strong healer priest next to him, so easier said than done. But we're going to go for it if possible. Can't see past the frickin' thing, but it doesn't look like he could reach. So let's put him over here. Finish off this artillery. Leaving room for characters to go after the Master Mage. Pretty much Guns, but I could have Guns gun for the Dullahan, but he's not going to kill it, so... Actually, yeah, let's do that. Go after the frickin' High Priest. Oh, but you gotta hit it, my friend. You can't whiff like that in the middle of an important fight. How dare you, sir? Okay, let's see. Yeah, putting Gort there was probably a bad idea. Yeah, Gort has really good defense too, by the way. That's just what Dullahans do. So, and Dullahans, I think they're going to start becoming regular enemies. So, like I said about halfway through this chapter, which is really the Dragonia fight, the enemies are going to start getting a little rough around the edges. Even promoted, they're going to come off as pretty rough. So it's only, you know, the game does scale a bit. So scale in a way that makes it, you know, something you gotta think about, you know. As we're about to take a freeze level 2 to the face. I do want to try to kill that High Priest if possible, though. You know what? Maybe we should go for the... You know what? We're going to go for the Master Mage instead, just because the Priest won't attack us. I mean, that's not true. The Priest will attack us, but it wouldn't be as bad as the Master Mage. I know this is still a bad place to put Gort right now. We're probably going to have to revive him, but he can't face that Dullahan, and he's not going to be able to really run away from it, so... Not anytime soon. Not as slow as he is. So it's better to just get away from it altogether. And actually, yeah, Amon, if we kill that Master Mage with Guns, we should be okay. No, yes. Guns, there, okay, good. I was like, jeez and crow. You gotta be shitting me, Guns. That's fine. Now we're gonna hit that hour 20 minute mark. I know it's a long episode, but like I said, I either skip showing you this battle entirely, which I think would garner some complaints. So it's just easier to just power through it as quickly as I can. nice. Here we go. Try to kill the High Priest. And gun sits level 20 with an attack of 3 over the defense. It's kind of funny. Should be able to reach. Oh, but I'm out of MP for that level 3 heal. Darn. That's okay. Hans isn't going to do a lot of damage. Though that last level up might... Yeah. You gotta hit it though, Hans. And as you can see, he's just going to hang out there. So we're not really in any severe danger. So we can attack him at range if I must. Let's bring him on over here for a good heal. Clearly he's going to need it. Because we're going to have to get some melee units up against that Dullahan, so... Where's Gong? There's Gong. Again, even if Guns kills it, he's not going to level, so it's not a problem. And Ken hits level 20. Wow, nice level, too. Alright. Nobody died, so that's good, I think. I think nobody died. Here's hoping. Now, if there's any sorting we want to do... Let's do some sales. Specifically of the bullshit that we're carrying here. In this case, it would be the Guardian staff. We don't really need that. Now, I think all of our spear units, all of our spear users leveled up, so we don't really have any of their gear to sell at the moment. I'm not going to worry about that. Alright, I know, it's going to take 3 minutes to pretty much loot the town, get the storyline moving along here. So, just saying. Because we want to loot the town, get all the goodies. We get a broadsword, which is actually a better upgrade than the steel sword, right? Yeah. So theoretically, we could sell that steel sword, but I'm just gonna sit on it because we're not hurting for the inventory space. On, well, we kind of are. Let's just sell it really quick. Well, theoretically, I bought that other steel sword and I didn't really need to. I'm used to different party layouts, so I'm not thinking about these things. You can sell that steel sword. You know someone who does. Could you tell me where that person is in your town? Yeah, they don't really sell weapons in Dragonia. And there's the halberd, which is an upgrade. We'll probably give that to Ken. I think his attack is going to be the worst. Actually, you know what? We should give it to Gunts. And I say that because he kind of has to be on the front line. He's better off on the front line than Ken. If that makes any sense. We can sort all that out in a little bit. Who gets what. I'll look at their stats and I'll make an executive decision on who deserves to have the halberd. But it's probably going to end up being Gunce, just because Arthur or Ken we probably want to keep it more at a distance because he doesn't take damage as well as Arthur does. Strangely enough. Alright, so Blue, who we're not using, joins the party. We'll continue things along here. Because we're going to bump into Kane. Alright. So we go to headquarters, and then this gets us into, you know, our next little fight here. We come out here, and then it starts the fight. And there's golems that we're going to level off of. There's some gargoyles that don't give a lot, but enough that it'll be worthwhile. And yeah, I mean, we'll level off of pretty much everything that is here. I think the High Priest will give us some XP as well. And yeah, we'll get everybody leveled to 20. We'll promote everybody. We'll get them 5 levels from that promotion to kind of offset their stat loss for that takes place when they promote. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/JackDartStudios for live gaming action that I don't do here on YouTube, so that way you don't miss any of those cool games that I plan on playing that are exclusive to Twitch, because we're not allowed to show certain games on YouTube. Mainly for heavy violence, or some of the other BS reasons they come up with, like bare minimal nudity or something that's only in like one scene for like 5 seconds, 10 seconds or something. Anywho, enough of that. Thank you guys for stopping by, and we'll see you guys next time.